Good morning, everyone. I asked to speak to all of you today so that I could bring you up to date and report to the people about what has been happening concerning the ICI. At maraming tanong. The ICI, we've come to call it the ICI because it is the Independent Commission on Infrastructure. And that is the independent commission that we are organizing. And as of yesterday, this is the way the commission is going to be organized. Justice Andy Reyes will be the chairperson of the ICI. He was a presiding judge of the Court of Appeals before. He has been a jurist for a very, very long time with a very good record of honesty and fairness, and a good record of being able to find justice for those who have been victimized. And together with him are, of course, Babe Singson, who I think is familiar to everyone, as the former DPWH secretary. But beyond that, he has always been working in terms of the infrastructure. And as a former DPWH secretary, he has a good idea of, shall we say, where the bodies are buried. So that will give us immediately a advantage when we're doing this, when the commission is doing its investigation. And of course, the last member is Rosana Fajardo, who is the country managing partner of SGV & Co. She is a certified public accountant, and she has, again, with her experience, and we are hoping to take advantage also with some of the experts that they have in SGV. In terms of accounting, forensic accounting, all of these things that will be necessary. We have included Mayor Benji Magalong as a special advisor as well. There have been questions as to why Mayor Benji has been included, and the answer is very simple. When I went to Baguio, tinignan ko yung mga malabo na flood control project, ay sinalubong niya kaagad ako ng isang report. Investigador naman talaga si Mayor Benji. Kung maalala ninyo, he was the one who wrote, as CIDG head, he was the one who wrote the seminal report on the Mama Sapano incident. And that was immediately that gave me, that's when I came to know of him and saw that he has integrity. And then again, when I went to Baguio, meron na siyang, being a good investigator, he had a very, very detailed, very good report already. So he's been working on this for a while. So marami siyang mako-contribute. So what are the commission's powers? Well, there was there was a discussion, of course, as to what were the powers to be granted to the commission. And the debate centered around whether they will have subpoena powers, and they can also hold people in contempt. Well, upon discussion, we felt clearly that the subpoena powers were necessary. However, the contempt powers, the power to hold people in contempt, I think was not necessary, simply because this is not a prosecutorial body, this is an investigative body. So what the commission will do is that they will investigate, they will call people in, they will subpoena records, they will conduct hearings, and once they have their findings, they will forward those findings to the proper agency. Should it be the Ombudsman? Should it be the DOJ? If it's an administrative case of government employees, Civil Service Commission, and all of the proper agencies, doon lang sila magrekomenda. And if such personalities continue to avoid or not cooperate with the ombudsman or the DOJ, dun sila makukontempt. So we do not lose that power or capability to hold people in contempt should they not cooperate, should they not respect subpoenas, etc. So yun na ngayon ang ating sitwasyon. We are I'm very encouraged because nung nakausap ko sila, all of them are in agreement that we have to move very quickly. And we have to get something done as quickly as possible. Hindi pwedeng mapanis lahat nitong information na binigay ng taong bayan doon sa isumbong mo sa Pangulo. Kaya sabi namin, bilisan na lang talaga ninyo. And that's why they have to meet as often as possible. That is for them to decide. They have already decided to meet today, to make the organizational decisions that need to be made, i.e., how the Secretariat is going to be organized, what sort of people they need to bring that, where their offices will be, kahit yung mga forms na gagawin para doon sa commission, they have to set that. And when asked how often you plan on meeting, ang sagot sa akin, araw-araw. They will meet every day. And either privately or they will hold I don't know if they plan to hold hearings in public. It's all up to them. What I want to stress here is that the independent nature of this commission. Hindi kami makikialam sa trabaho nila. We will, of course, be in discussion with them. We will ask them, ano nangyari? What have you found? What are we doing next? Etc. But we're not about to direct them as to how they are going to conduct their investigations. And we are going to leave it up to them. As a matter of fact, in our discussions with them, they also said, may we make suggestions? May we make proposals so as to the procedure for bidding, for all these contracts, para hindi na maulit ito. And we, of course, I said, we're perfectly open to that. What we really want is to fix the system. I was very encouraged because in my meetings with Justice Andy yesterday, sabi niya, we have to make it nothing less than a turning point in the conduct of governance in the Philippines. We have to make a change. It is a fundamental change in the way that we do business. There also have been questions as to why the scope of the investigation is over 10 years, or the last 10 years, rather. The answer is twofold. The practical answer is this. COA is only required to keep records for 10 years. So those are the records that we know we have, na nakakasiguro tayo na matulungan yun. Pangalawa doon, kaya't we'll do it for as long as possible dahil marami na tayong napag-usapan at isa sa napakahalaga para sa akin, malaman paano tayo napunta sa ganito. Ba't nagkaganito yung gobyerno natin? Paano nangyari ganito yung naging bidding? Paano nangyari na ganito ang naging pagbigay ng kontrata? How did this evolve? Dahil nung experience ko sa local governments, experience ko sa legislature, hindi naman ganito. Ngayon lang, we have to find out how this happened and what are the changes that we need to make so that we make this into an inflection point in terms of how government does its business, and to make sure that the funds that belong to the people are well spent and properly spent to the advantage of all of us, to the advantage of the economy, to the advantage of those who are in danger areas. So that is why the 10-year period, those are the two reasons basically why the 10-year period was specified. To go further, we are actually now, since we have canceled all flood control projects for 2026. Those savings, we already put a menu. Kaya para nga, unang-una, kahit na for the budget na sinusulat ngayon, kailangan na maliwanag na mapupunta sa tamang lugar. And so we have made a menu for our legislators to follow and say that all insertions, all changes made can only be made to the benefit of these agencies here. We'll give you this. You can take a picture now, but we will give you a proper image. And they basically cover education, agriculture, health, housing, infra, ICT, labor, social, energy. Pero ibang nature nito. So that is the first step that we are taking. The other step that I was a little surprised to find out was that kapag tinanggal na yung rule na dati na kapag may project ang national government sa isang LGU, pag tapos na yung project, kailangan i-accept nung mayor, kailangan i-accept nung governor. Kati barangay captain, kailangan tatanggapin niya, titignan nila. And this is an important safeguard. Dahil, pagka nasa LGU ka, hindi mo naman pinagkikitaan yung project. Kaya, ang maliwanag, titignan to talaga na tama, na yung kalsada, 8 inches talaga yung konkreto. Pagka may asphalt overlay, makapal talaga yung asphalt overlay. Yung flood control, lahat yan. And so I have instructed the DPWH, and for that matter, all of the departments to return that. Tinanggal in the last administration yan yung acceptance. Alala ko nung governor ako, walang natatapos na, walang pwedeng sabihin completed kung hindi accepted ng local government. Babalik natin yun. Tinanggal nila in the last administration. We are putting it back because that is one of the best safeguards that we have. So that is essentially the situation as it stands. We are trying to move as quickly as possible. In the meantime, of course, our attention continues to be directed to the work of government. That the infrastructure development continues, that our education program continues, that our social programs also continue na walang patid. As a matter of fact, we are accelerating them and increasing them. So that's generally the situation. But so now I'll open the floor for questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. The first question will come from Kat Domingo of ABS-CBN.
Good morning, Mr. President. Sir, in terms of priorities and focus, how different would the investigation of your independent panel be compared to what we've seen in the House and in the Senate?
It will be completely independent. That's something that cannot be said if, for example, the Senate conducts, maraming nababanggit na senador. If the House conducts the investigation, marami ring nababanggit na congressman. Kaya sinasabi ng mga tao, bakit naman nag-iimbestiga sila but they're investigating themselves, which is always a little bit of a difficult situation. It's hard to be fair. But they are, of course, as I said before, it's their prerogative to conduct such investigations. However, so as to make it very, very clear to people that this is independent. I would like to stress this over and over again. It is an independent commission, and that is why we have taken great pains to make sure that that independence is respected, is recognized, and is observed. And that's what we plan to do. And that's the difference, is that we can say, at least this commission can say, they have no ties to any part of government. If you look, they are all out of government. They are all personalities who are out of government, except for Mayor Benji Magalong. And the reason he became a special advisor is because he would have had to give up his mayorship to take on this position. So he chose to keep his mayorship. I don't blame him, but nonetheless, we can use his talents. But that is the specific. That is for us the differences that we can point to show that it is in fact independent.
Sir, just a follow-up question. Congressman Toby Tiangco has blamed your cousin, House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, as well as former House Appropriations Chair Zaldico as one of the culprits behind the schemes. Aside from repeatedly mentioning that the panel will be independent, how do you convince the public that your cousin and other allies, both in the House and in the Senate, would not be spared from the scrutiny of this panel?
Well, there's only one way to do it, isn't there? They will not be spared.
All right.
Anybody will say, hindi, wala tayong kinikilingan, wala tayong tinutulungan. Wala namang maniniwala sa'yo hanggat gawin mo eh. So, gagawin namin. All right.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next question from Rich Bon, Daily Tribune.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you tell us more, sir, about the selection process of the ICI? Were there others po ba that who were considered to join the commission?
It wasn't. We opened the process to people. We said that we need independent people to man or to occupy the positions in the commission, and so that's what we tried to do. And we contacted many people and see if they saw if they were willing. But essentially what we needed was somebody like Justice Andy Reyes, because he is a former justice, and he will know how to conduct those hearings procedures so that they are legally correct, procedurally correct. And then Babe Singson, I think, is an obvious choice also because this is a former DPWH secretary. And we also, of course, a lot of the work will be on an accounting job, forensic accounting. So, of course, the expert, Rosana Fajardo from the SGV, will be able to provide that expertise. So I think we've covered all of the important areas that need to be handled. Beyond that, I cannot tell you how the commission will organize itself. I cannot tell you what the secretariat will look like. And the reason I cannot tell you is that these are not my decisions to make anymore. Those decisions will be made by the commission.
Next question from Ann Soberano.
Mr. President, good morning po.
Good morning.
Oo. Sir, hindi matatawaran ang track record ni Mayor Benjamin Magalong, lalo na po yung stint niya during CIDG chief siya. Pero may we know your thoughts, Mr. President, in choosing Mayor Magalong as special advisor and investigator ng ICI instead of tapping the NBI and the PNP-CIDG? Kasi na-mention niyo po na hindi po kayo magsasama ng politiko po sa commission. Although, special advisor naman po siya, Mr. President. Thank you.
Because NBI and all of those are part of the government. So again, if there is a suspicion that maybe in the investigation, the previous investigations, baka tinulungan sila ng mga kasama nila sa NBI, mga ganon. These things happen. So para matanggal na yung possibility na ganon ang mangyari, wala talagang kasama kundi sila. Pero eventually pupunta rin yan dun. Kasi kung may findings ang ICI na ang recommendation dalhin sa ombudsman, halimbawa, magko-conduct sila ng investigation. DOJ, magko-conduct sila ng investigation. But of course, they will be able to take note of the investigation that was already conducted by the Independent Commission. And in that case, that their preliminary investigations will not start from square one, but will continue to build on what has already been found by the ICI.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have two more questions, Mr. President.
Sure.
From Leth Narcisa, DZRH.
Good morning, Mr. President. Ibon Foundation said that billions of fund control funds concentrated in the ruling parties. May we get your comments, sir? Are you aware of it?
That is the case in every single how do you say legislative body. Siyempre, the majority party is the majority party, so silang pinakamarami. But again, if there's nothing particularly about that, because talagang pupunta, they are the most numerous in the House. For example, Lakas is the most numerous in the House. So they will have the most locally funded projects. The problem here is not the amount. The problem here is the uses of those funds. Kahit naman sa kanila napunta lahat, kung magandang patakbo, di walang problema. Kung yung flood control, napakaganda. Kung yung lahat ng mga project, napakaganda. Yung dredging, perfect. Eh di ano problema? Walang problema. But that is not the problem. That's not where the problem lies. The problem lies in the actual implementation of the projects. And that's what we are investigating. Ginagawang, wala namang ginagawang politika na naman.
Thank you, Mr. President.
That's what we wanted to do. Remove it from politics. Don't politicize this. It's simple numbers dito. Simple lang to. Magkano ang ninakaw na pera ng mga balasubas na ito? That's what we need to know. That's what we need to fix. And now that you bring it up, one of the things that we are looking at, dahil iniisip ko, kakasuhan natin sila. Then, okay, the cases will go on. May mananagot, meron dyan makukulong, meron dyan ma-fire, whatever. Para sa akin, kailangan buuhin nila yung project. Dahil, kung titignan ninyo, may warranty lahat yung project na yan. Kahit sinabi nilang completed, pag na-discover na hindi tama ang pagkagawa, they still have to respect, they still have to honor the warranty that they have given us to complete the project properly. So we can still go back to them at sasabihin natin sa kanila, balikan ninyo yung walang kwentang project na ginawa ninyo at ayusin ninyo ng maganda. Out of your own pocket. Number one. Now, I don't know what will happen after the ICI will make their findings known to whatever agency, kung they will be fined. Nasa sa kanila na yun. That's again, it's beyond the executive's purview. So that I think let us not focus on the politics of it. Let us focus on simple pesos and centavos of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. The last question will come from Ivan Mayrina, GMA7.
Mr. President, while the ICI is just about to begin its work, protest actions have already been mounted and more are being organized. The ones on the 21st are expected to be big. Is this a cause of concern for you that it might potentially snowball into something similar to what happened in Nepal or Indonesia?
Well, that is only if we don't do anything about it. Look, what we have found, you have to remember, I brought this up. And it is my interest that we find the solution to what has become a very egregious problem. And since this has all been exposed, well, it's actually known to many people, but it has now been exposed to the general public. Do you blame them for going out into the streets? If I wasn't president, I might be out in the streets with them. So, of course, they are enraged. Of course, they are angry. I'm angry. We should all be angry because what's happening is not right. So, Yes, express it. You come, you make your feelings known to these people and make them answerable for the wrongdoings that they have done. Palaman ninyo ang sentimento, palaman ninyo kung paano nila kayo sinaktan, kung paano kayo ninakawan nitong mga ito. Palaman ninyo sa kanila, sigawan ninyo, lahat, gawin ninyo, mag-demonstrate. Just keep it peaceful. Kasi pagka hindi na peaceful, mahirap na yan. The police will have to do its duty to maintain peace and order. But to show that you are enraged, to show that you are angry, to show that you are disappointed, to show that you want justice, to show that you want fairness, what's wrong with that? I want to show that there is justice. I want to show that there is fairness. I want to hold these people accountable just like they do. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Not one bit.
Alright.
All right?
Maraming salamat, Mr. President. Thank you very much, members
Thank
of the
you.
Malacañang
Thank
Press
you very
Corps.
much.
That concludes our press conference. Thank you.